Okay, Mama Lynn, aka Mare X, Mama G on the side. So anyway, we're going to talk about the goose. Well, actually the golden seagull that brought all his friends to my house when I found him on the road. He had been hit by a car, and what I did is I went out and I got out of my car, and I ran and I picked up his dead body and I put it in a bag, and then I came home in my car, and my kids were like, Mom, what are you doing? What are you doing? I'm like, shh, it's show and tell. Be quiet. It's okay. Don't worry. I know what I'm doing. So I cut off the wings of the seagull, and these are it. And I dehydrated them. I had it in my laundry room in a dehydrator for quite a few days, and in those days, all his buddies, there was like about 15, 20 seagulls, they would circle the roof of my house, and they would just hang around, like for 4 days they hang around, and they were squawking and calling for their friend, but they didn't know he had passed away. So these are for show and tell for the children, hopefully this year. And these ones I bought, these ones are duck wings. I like to shop in thrift stores, so I come across the neatest stuff. But since we're dehydrating today, another one, I thought I'd bring out the old wings. You know?
The old wings.
The old wings, yeah. And, you know, birds are very intelligent. They communicate with each other, and they stick up for each other, and they work together, and they flock together. And the story behind this one is really when I brought home the bird, and, you know, I put his wings in the dehydrator, his buddies, they flew around for like 4 days squawking, and they sat up on the pole and they wouldn't leave. Finally, I guess they gave up and they left, but that really kind of showed me something. I thought that was interesting. So I just wanted to just point that out. So I'll put that away. That's for show and tell for the children one day when we do some sort of nature thing or something. So I'm going to put that down there and wash my hands. So that is a bird. It's dehydrated, it's okay, but still, we're touching food now. So, wash my hands, and we're going to get back to doing what we're doing. So, our dog keeps interrupting. This is like the 5th time we've had to start this video. So by this time, I start getting annoyed. But anyway.
It was one time we had to restart, Mom.
2 times. That to me feels like 10 times.
Well, yeah, I know.
Okay, so we're all ready for our dehydrating. Okay, so we're going to try and make some spice. I'm really craving Jamaican patties now. My nose has been burning. I blew my nose and it actually was burning on the inside. Don't ask me how that one happened. My eye, I got it in my eye. My hands have been burning. You know, I got it all over my cheek. So this stuff is hot. Very, very hot. So this is good for a whole city. So I think I'm going to end up giving some of it away to my friends after it's done. And then we're going to put, you know, what we're going to do is we're going to dry this all, and then we're going to, at some point, come and mix up little different batches. So just focus on this first, okay? So we'll start with this one. This one's my favorite one. This is a good one. Or the white one. Actually, the white one is better than this one. But okay, so we'll start with this one. This one has a fan. So, dehydrators work best with fans. But I really do think we should just keep these guys all together. I think they should just be their own thing. So what will end up happening, because I dehydrate lots of different things. One time I went to the store and I bought this big bag of onions for like $2.99 because some of them had started to spoil. And the guy, he said, well, what you going to do with those onions? And I said, well, I'm going to dehydrate them. So I did. I came home and that's what I did for a whole day was cut and peel onions. And cut them up and do this. And boy, oh boy, they're the best tasting onions, eh? Weren't they good? I think I still have some in the cupboard there.
You mean everyone ate them and we only have a bit left now?
I don't know. I haven't seen them around for a long time, unless I stuck them into the
So
pantry.
much for French onion soup.
Yeah, but those were snacking onions anyway. Those were really, really good. So this year I'm going to go back and look for the same bag on sale. Yeah, because they were really good. So we're just gonna do these ones all by themselves because these guys are crazy, man. Like, you touch
Do you know
anything-
how much you're gonna have to wash that after it's done?
That's okay.
That's gonna be like a lot of spice on there.
That's fine.
A lot.
What will end up happening is the white one dries the fastest. I guess it's a little more insulated, so it dries faster. So as the food dries, because you have to move everything around, as the food dries, eventually it will all go down to the white one. So in other words, I'll start some stuff in the white one, and then when that one's done, these ones will be half done. And then what I'll do is I'll take these ones, and then I'll put them in there, and then the drying time is half the time if I was to leave it here. What I'd like would be a metal. I would like a real metal dehydrator, but you have to kind of get them specially made. And what I'd really like, you know, we want to talk about the non-profit, is food banks. I'd love to have food banks. Now, you see, this is where the foundation could help. You know, they could give money to the food bank, and then the food bank could build in dehydrating centers as their food's coming in, because lots of times it's just donated. So it comes from the farms, right? And there's a lot of wastage. You know, unless you know how to make the food. Like, I've gone to the food bank, keeps you humble, and I've gone to the food bank, and you know, people are picky, right? Even at the food bank, they're picky, and they want you know, they want good produce. Remember the peaches?
Mm-hmm.
They were throwing out the peaches, and I said, no, don't throw out the peaches. Give me those peaches. I'll take those peaches home. And I did. I came home with 2 boxes full of ripe, some of them maybe no good, right? But I do what mothers do. I cleaned them up and took off the bruising that, you know, couldn't cook it. And then I cooked it. And my kids can't get enough of it now.
Yeah, those tasted like canned peaches,
Yes,
only
they
they
were
were
very good.
natural.
So I make yogurt, and then I froze it in a jar. I think we even have some here because can't dehydrate everything. So I cooked the peaches that were given to me from the food bank that nobody wanted, and they were just going to throw it anyway. And I cooked them up, and then I took the surplus and I put them in jars and I froze them. So now when I make yogurt, which I do sometimes because I know how to do that now, I pull out the jar and they put the yogurt to cook peaches onto the yogurt, and it's really, really good. So anyway, food banks get a lot of food that could be dehydrated. So if we, over a course of time, could build in, we call it like a recycling center of some kind. I'm just going to put this over there for now. You know, I'll have to plug it in later, right? Call it a recycling center, because you're kind of recycling food. And you can make breadcrumbs. You can dehydrate onions. You can dehydrate almost anything, really. See, this is when I was doing some herbs. And even if they didn't give it to the local population, they could put it in big drums and ship them overseas for soup for places that are, you know, don't have a lot of food, right? Developing countries, you know, refugee camps, those kind of things. Okay, now because this one works better, this one is a really good dehydrating one. This is the best one that I have. I'm going to put the red peppers and these peppers. I'm going to do these ones because this one dries faster. So I'm going to put all the peppers in this one. And then as the peppers dry and then this one becomes available, I'll be taking something from those ones and then I'll be putting it in here to speed up the process. And then once that's all done, then we're going to have our little bowls of dried vegetables, right? And then we're going to start grinding them up and we're going to experiment. You know, kind of like the foundation. You know, we have the basic principles around the foundation, but how you put it together, you know, there's no. I mean, we have, you know, you have your basic fruit. Well, there's no fruit here, but basic vegetables. basic principles. Foundation has its basic trust accounts, you know, whether they're provincial, district, whatever, right? Basic principles. It's called a mandate, constitution, so it has its basic constitution mandate. And, you know, how you put it together kind of depends on the people that, you know, are going to eat it, or in a foundation's case, who are going to manage it. So, we're not sure how we're going to put this together yet, because I've never made Jamaican spice. But we can blame it on the Jamaicans today, because if it wasn't for the Jamaican peppers, I wouldn't be doing this. So, this is in dedication of my Jamaican friends. So, okay, now we're going to do some ginger, because this one dries faster. Speaking of Jamaican friends, they say, oh, you know, Mama Lynn, you need to calm down. Sometimes you get a little too hyper. You need to eat some ginger. And I took his advice, I did. And now my kids, I cook with ginger all the time. And I think everybody eats ginger in the house now.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Well, the little one still doesn't.
Tisha.
Yeah, the little one. But the rest of them, everybody else is eating ginger now. You know, I can't put enough ginger in some of the food sometimes. They're fighting for it. I know I fight for it now. So we're going to... Okay. So we're going to put some ginger in our Jamaican spice. And we're going to make different kinds of spice. Okay, because some of those Jamaican peppers, I don't know, they're pretty hot, boy. I'm still, my face is still burning. And I never even really touched myself with my hands, so I don't know how that happened. I don't know how that got there. It did. So. Right. This is a good way for people to save money. So if you go to a food bank, and sometimes you see stuff there that you know is going to be thrown out, and you know, you can find dehydrators in most stores. You know, myself, I prefer shopping in a thrift store.
Or you can do other things with it.
What's that?
Pies, or can them too.
Oh, well, yeah, if it's fruit, I make pie.
Like,
right?
Yeah.
I've done pie. If it's, I'm going to do lemons here. You know, peaches, I cooked up and I froze them after they were cooked for yogurt. Right? You can make peach pie too if you want.
What are you going to do with the...
Breadcrumbs I cook in the oven. Croutons I cook in the oven. You can dehydrate in the oven, but you have to leave the door open a little bit. And it's best if you can put a fan in there to circulate the air. See, these two here are good. This one here doesn't have a fan circulation. But I've got a lot of stuff here, so we'll have to do something. Okay, so we got that. And then how about we'll put some of these. I don't know about this stuff here. Tell them you'll call back. And we'll just see. Okay, we're experimenting. We're just checking it out.
Who's this?
Okay.
I can't talk on the phone right now.
Alright, so that's another
just
one.
call me back later. Okay, bye.
This one has a lid. So this is good. Alright, we'll move this one over here. This one, I don't know. I don't ever really remember using this one. But we'll try it. This one has no fan. You can show them.
How does it dehydrate?
Well, it's just heat. It's just heat. But I'm going to end up transporting them into those ones as they dry faster. So we're just going to start the process. Okay, so what we'll do is we're just going to do them whole. Just get it started. Okay?
You're going to leave the...
Oh, not the elastic. Thank you for pointing that out. I didn't see that part. You know, like I said, if we could, you know, it would be nice if we could use metal. Get, you know, make metal ones. The better for you, right? But you have to get them specially ordered, and I don't know where to get that. So, but for now, we'll just use what we have. So we'll start with that first, just like that. Okay. Go on to the next one. Okay. These are all the spices that we are going to be using. Right. Kind of fits in there. It's not really meant for this one, but that's okay. How about these little peppers?
Yeah, well.
We're just getting it started, right? Okay, so we'll do a row of peppers. And then these ones here are, I can't remember. These ones are not as spicy. So anyway, we'll just put them there. We're just getting them started. Okay.
Oh, it's 15 minutes. Okay, I'll turn it off and we can restart, okay?
That's not the point. You're supposed to give me time to exit out
Yeah,
the middle
sorry.
of my conversation, Shimei. Like, you're not